Hello my all genius grade 4 students, welcome back to our health education online class. Today we will continue our lesson from the previous session. Did you remember what did you guys learn in the previous session? Did you all remember? I hope you all remember. Alright, so our lesson last week was about food poisoning, right? Food poisoning. What does the word food poisoning mean? Food poisoning is an illness that caused by bacteria or virus, or we can say toxin in food. So when the food that has or there is bacteria or toxins in the food and we eat that food, for sure we will get food poisoning. And we will vomit, we will get diarrhea, we will have abdominal pain, get cramps, feel nausea, or we will feel very weak and dizzy. Okay, so those are the symptoms of getting food poisoning. Okay, so what should we do to avoid food poisoning? Today we are going to talk about preventing food poisoning. Alright, so let's take a look all the things on the whiteboard all together. Okay, so preventing food poisoning. And I'll give you some tips or the ways that we can prevent ourselves from food poisoning. What should we do to avoid food poisoning? So take a look at this. So here are some tips for preventing food poisoning. Okay, so the first one, cook food well. Okay, so whenever you are cooking, you should cook your food pretty well. Do not just cook it in a short time. Should be in a long or in an enough period of time. It should be 15 minutes for cooking, okay? So that all the bacteria in food die, all the germs in the food die when you cook in a long period of time, okay? Meat, cook well. Also, vegetable also cook very well. So no more germs, no more bacteria. Even toxin might not be there as well. So the first step, you need to cook the food pretty well, okay? So when you learn how to cook, for sure you ask your mom, how long should I cook? Is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes? But in our book has stated that we should cook at least 10 to 15 minutes so that all foods, all our meat or other vegetables will cook pretty well. So those bacteria that stay in their food or vegetable, meat or vegetable will die and won't cause the food poisoning. So the first tip is to cook food pretty well, okay? Then second one, use separate cutlery. Use separate cutlery. So cutlery means the tools that we use in our kitchen, right? We have knife, we have cleaver, we have chopping board and other stuff, forks, spoons. Okay, for example, when you are using the chopping board to cut or to chop the raw meat, okay, and then you didn't wash it, and then you use your chopping board, the unclean board, to use with another cooked food already. Like you cut something that is already cooked and you use together. So the unclean chopping board that contain the bacteria, for sure they will spread or cross to the meat that is already cooked. So when you eat it, that will cause you have food poisoning, okay? So try to use separate cutlery. Do not use the same cutlery when you are cooking food, okay? So when you use to cut something that is already cooked, should be separated from the other that is uncooked food, okay? Do not try to or use together at the same time. If you want to use, you can clean it or wash it first, okay? Right. And chill leftover food in the fridge. Chill leftover. You remember the word chill? Chill means to make something cold. Okay, so if you have leftover food, the food that you haven't finished, the food that you haven't finished, so that is called leftover food. So where should we keep it? Should we just keep it on the table without covering? No, that is not a good way. We should not put it on the table without covering. We should chill this food in the fridge. Put in the fridge, or another word we say refrigerator. Okay, so put them in right there, so the food will be cool and it will not make the food become spoiled. Okay, if you just leave the leftover food on the table, no longer it will become spoiled and you cannot eat anymore. It will be, sour or smelly. So try not to put that on the table. When you have leftover food, please chill it in the fridge. The fridge temperature will keep your food stay safe. And when you want to eat it, you can get it out and then you recook it or heat it. So it will be good and you can eat it once again. Okay, so don't waste your food. Don't just throw when you haven't finished eating it. Just chill in your fridge. Okay. The other one is about prevent cross-contamination of food. Okay, try your best to prevent the cross-contamination of food. Cross-contamination of food, the food that are, the germs that in the food that can cross from one to another. Okay, so some other food that you should not put together or mix together with another, so do not put together. Okay, keep them safe in one place so that when you are eating, you will not get the food or the germ from that food to make it or to mix together, and when you eat it, you will get food poisoning too. Okay, so prevent cross-contamination of food. Okay, even your hands, when your hands are dirty and then you touch the food, it will have the cross-contamination of food. Okay, so when you touch something or chemical stuff or dirty things and then you're using your hand to eat it, and then for sure the germs on your finger will cross or will spread to your food and the food will bring it into your stomach. Okay, so we should wash our hand properly first. That's gonna be another step. Okay, so clean your hands, last one. Clean your hand with soap. Soap can remove the germs. Soap can kill germs. Soap can remove the dirt from our hands so that when we are eating food, we eat the safe one. No cross-contamination food. It means like the germ cannot come to me or come to you or come to us because we already clean our hands with soap. Okay, our hands are clean. Use the spoon. The spoon must be clean as well. So when we eat it, no germs, no bacteria, we won't get food poisoning. Okay, so here are some tips for you to prevent food poisoning. Do you find the other more tips for preventing yourself from food poisoning? Okay, so you can list down some more right here. Okay, that's gonna be your task. Alright, so after watching this video, please copy this writing down into your notebook and then just say, I am done. I will drop the first task for you to complete. Okay, and there will be more activities we are going to do on Zoom, so we're gonna have some discussion or conversation right there. Please join me on Zoom. Thank you for watching this first video clip and I'll see you in the second video clip. Hello again, my beloved grade 4 students. Welcome to our second episode of our series. In this episode, we'll be giving you the task 2 to complete. So right now, please take a look at the whiteboard. There are 5 sentences and there are also 5 blanks in these sentences. Okay, so each sentence has 1 blank or 1 gap. So what you are going to do is you need to use these 5 keywords to fill in each blank or each gaps in each sentence. Okay, so those 5 words are vomiting, chill, stomachache, die, separate. Okay, so try to use these 5 words to fill in each gap of these sentences. Okay, so read the sentences carefully and try to choose the word carefully before putting in each blank. Okay, so I'll give you around 10 minutes to copy all sentences right here and use this word to fill in the blank. Okay, when you are done, please send it to my personal Telegram and I'll mark it. Alright, so that is all of this episode and I'll see you in the last episode. Hi there, welcome to our last episode of our series. So today's lesson is about preventing food poisoning, right? Hope you all remember, and now we are going to do a quick review all together. Okay, so here are some tips to prevent ourselves from food poisoning. Okay, when we follow these tips, we will be safe from food poisoning. Alright, so the first step, you need to cook food well. Okay, when we are cooking, we need to cook food pretty well. Do not just cook just in a while, in a short time. For sure, food will not cook pretty well. And when we eat it, the germs, for sure, germs will not die in a very short time of cooking. So when we cook, we need to cook in a long period of time. In the standard one, at least 10 minutes to 15 minutes. The germs will die. So when we eat it, we won't get food poisoning. Alright. Use separate cutlery. Try not to use the same utensils or cutting boards, or we say cutting tools. Try to separate it, which is for meat, which is for vegetable, so that when we are using separately, we won't, spread germ to from one to another. Okay. Chill the leftover food in the fridge. When we have some food left, we need to chill it in the fridge because the temperature in the fridge can keep the food safe. Will not let the other flies lay the eggs or spread the germs on it. Prevent cross-contamination of food. Alright, as I told you, when we are using our dirty hands to touch the food, we will spread the germ to the food, and then the food for sure will contain or will have the germs, and when we eat it, it will cross or will spread it to us. So we need to clean our hands. So we need to cleanse our hands to prevent the food or cross-contamination of food. Alright, so that is all of our review. We are going to our homework. Class, homework will be uploaded after the video is played. Okay, so when you are done with watching this video, please just say I'm done. I'll post the homework for you all to complete. Please try your best to complete your homework and send it to my personal Telegram, and I'll mark it and then I'll send you the feedback. Thank you for joining the class today, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye class.